sound. Feel that sound being held by the silence and drop into the silence as your body stills.
Silence is where the magic is. Thing, no thing, one arises from the other. No thing without no thing. Be no sound without silence, no light without dark. On this level of form, this base physical reality, then one cannot exist without the other. Where is your mind? Is it anchored in form, things, objects, beliefs, concepts, identity? Is it locked in the physical? In that world? Or is it open to mind beyond itself? Pure, silent. Out of nothing, energy, sound, vibration arises, and through that forms come into physical experience. You seen that experiment? If you put sand on the speaker, you seen that? And as you change the frequency of the speaker, the sound starts to take on the most incredible geometric patterns, and the higher the frequency goes, the more complex and more elaborate and more these patterns become. You're seeing form coming into experience from vibration, seeing with your own eyes. And this is how all of reality, all of the physical reality is ultimately manifest. Out of nothing, energy, sound, vibration arises, and from that the most incredible physical expressions of that come into being. Now you are both a unique expression on the level of form, but there's a depth to you beyond that. There's a depth to you that leads right back to that silent space, that source of all creation. And we get kind of lost, we get locked in a me, in the head in the physical. And that really is the root of all human suffering, is to be detached from the garden, to be detached from nature, to be detached from those natural forces, that universal consciousness, that universal design. I'm attached to this. Maybe that was the original sin. And Adam and Eve were alleged to have eat the apple from the tree of knowledge. At that point, something was born in the human psyche. A voice appeared in the head for the very first time. The judge, good and evil. Who gave him the apple? And maybe ever since then, humanity has been possessed by that voice in their head. That must have been a bit weird the first time that appeared, didn't it? Oh, hello. Who are you? Well, I'm you. How can you be me? I'm me. And you got two of them up there arguing with each other. And from that point on, we've been possessed. Lost in a mental construction. But you're breaking free. I want to introduce you to the ego. Now, not strictly speaking what Freud meant by the ego, because I'm not sure I know what Freud meant by anything. I'm not sure he did. But a psychology teacher, I spelled his name wrong because my spelling's shit. I spelled fraud like extra marks. So I'm not talking about Freud's ego. When I'm talking about ego, I'm talking about that me. The me in the head. I call it the tiny me. The small me. You're the one that narrates your life. Soap opera of me. A little drama. Goes on and on and on, doesn't it? In which you are the lead character in the full catastrophe of your life. That's not you. It's just a voice in your head that pretends to be you. And all of you have been watching that long enough now to say, well, actually, not is it not you, but it can't be bloody trusted, can it? Because it ain't that smart. I've got 62 years of evidence to confirm that. You can't trust a word it tells you, can you? The great deceiver. You see it trying to defend itself. Don't listen to him. What does he know? Yeah, you can trust me. Yeah, we go back years. I've changed. It's like an abusive partner, isn't it? You made me do it. Back into your body, because I'm not talking to your ego, I'm not the slightest bit interested in your ego. It's got absolutely bloody nothing to do with it. And I'd encourage you to take your attention away from it too at every single opportunity. Whenever you realise you've been possessed by the entity in your head, take 2 deep breaths. I'm here. I'm now. I'm back. And you'll fight like hell to get here. And it's got its favourite stories, hasn't it? Dracula and themes. Oh, this is a good one. This gets out. This will always work. You know, you've been watching your thoughts long enough. I'm not the slightest bit interested in your insanity. I'm your bloody therapist. You're your therapist. Because you're seeing it for yourself already, aren't you? You're seeing the insanity of what this voice is telling you. And that's very uncomfortable, but ultimately totally liberating experience. It came as quite a shock to me to realise I've been a dickhead all my life. But it was quite helpful in terms of change. In fact, I would suggest it's an absolutely necessary prerequisite of change. Is to see our own stupidity. That's what mindfulness is. It's just uncovering layers and layers and layers of your own stupidity. Until there's none left, and then you're quite smart. But not in the way that this understands it. Because that's conditioned. It's all past. Open to another understanding, beyond what you already know, beyond what's already been learned. Beyond beliefs, beyond concepts. Beyond identity. And you see how you're touching that mind, that greater mind? Funny. You here now? You with me? Who are you now? You, isn't it? Is there anything wrong with you now, who you are now? Can you be any more than who you are now? Well, it would appear you've already made it, haven't you? Shit, that was easy. I thought I was going to have to strive for years to be somebody. And buy loads of expensive stuff. And be adored by everybody, then I'll be somebody. There's nothing wrong with who you are now, is there? You can't be more than who you are now. You've already arrived. You are a unique expression of consciousness, absolutely as you are. Shit! You see how your vibration changes. You see how your expression changes. Then we can come back to the little me, can't we? Now I'm broken. Something wrong with me. I'm unlovable. Stupid. Don't matter. It's boring, isn't it? So there's the other one, isn't there? The me in the head. It's ridiculous. Do you know where it comes from? The whole thing is just a story. It's just your history. Just random events held together with some superstitious learning. Can you see?
I'm not superstitious, I've got to share this. I'm not superstitious, I'm a little stitious though. Be a little stitious.
But you see where it came from? This belief of who is this person you think you are? Where did it come from? Who told you that was you? Who told you? Well, your parents died, didn't they? They gave you a little bit of programming, didn't they? They said, well, this is the world, this is reality, this is what you should be. You should be just like me, because I made such a fantastic success of it. So that's when it started, didn't it? This me in the head. And I think it really starts when children start to acquire language. Instead of experiencing the world directly in all its wonder and all its glory and all its magic, from that point on it becomes filtered through words, concepts, beliefs, perception, and very soon the magic's gone. You're just left with the stuff. Layers and layers of stuff. Mind stuff. So you can't see the world anymore. It's an experiment done with children, wasn't it, about their sort of creative intelligence. You get them at 3, it's off the scale. By the time they leave their school, they got fuck all. Because magic's not in the concept, is it? It's in the space. So it's all learning, isn't it? You know, these random events. My dear old mum, bless her, she was very stressed. Shortly after I was born, her father died almost straight away. So there was all that grief. You know, and that's the vibration I was born into. And although I'm sure I was absolutely adored and long waited for, I think somewhere in that vibration was a sense maybe I'm unlovable. And then of course once that belief, subconscious knowledge is embedded, we kind of interpret things through that, don't we? We confirm it. And actually, if we're not very careful, we can end up pushing away anything that challenges it. So that's why I don't have around people that care about me. I mean, marry one, shit, let me go. Why would you do that? Because you're lovable, of course. And they don't really have to be deeply spoken, these beliefs. Can be throwaway remarks. I mean, sometimes it's a bit of fun, you know, these things will come up and you'll see where it came from. And sometimes it's something so trivial. I've always had this thing in my life, this pattern where I sabotaged anything good. I blew it up, it's too good, blow it up. Which is really not a good habit to have. Knowing I sort of looked like I was going to succeed. Yes, throw away, let's try it. And I got a flashback as I'm working through something energetic. There's a little 3-year-old boy being told off by his mother, which is quite a common thing with my mum. She was quite stressed and angry. And this being told off being a bad loser. And this little 3-year-old decided he's going to be a good loser. So good at losing, that he'd sabotage any chance of winning. So it doesn't even have to be something traumatic in your life. It could be a little throwaway remark where that boy said to you in the playground when you were 6. It could be anything. But this sense of self starts to believe an identity and build a belief around it. And then, of course, we start creating the very reality that reflects it. And my first wife, bless, I mean, there's some bad karma there. I was a miserable, philandering alcoholic. Now, that ain't a lot of fun to be married to, is it? And she bloody stuck with that for years. Finally, when I got sober, left, well, she placed me with my drinking buddy. And why the fuck would you do it twice? Well, because that was her learning. That was her learning. That men were useless, rotten drunks. And women were the strong matriarchs of the family that held it all together, and as long as I was useless, rotten drunk, I was fulfilling the job beautifully. What a life to create for yourself. Can you see how these programmed patterns act themselves out? Have you ever tested these beliefs? These core beliefs? I mean, sometimes I do one-to-one work for a bit of fun, you know, that core belief about yourself. It's controlled your bloody life. Well, just have a look at it and just see how fucking ridiculous it is. Yet it's there, it's behind every decision, behind every judgment, and it's behind every perception. If I see the world as an angry, dangerous, untrusty place, well, that's what I get. That's what I get. That's what I project into being through my perception, but beyond that, as we'll explore as we go on, that is what I'm putting out vibrationally into the cosmos. Do you see? And it's not like you had any choice over this programming, did you? Is any of that you? You know, sometimes on that first introductory sort of retreat, I talk about sort of letting go of past, and people maybe get quite defensive, and I go, but I am my past. That's my identity. That's what made me I am. And for those people, that's true. They're trapped. They're stuck. Stuck in that story. Condemned to keep acting out from that character forever and ever and ever. If you believe the Buddhists, the Hindus lie, a million lifetimes too. You're not stuck. You're not defined by your past. You're not defined by your culture. You're not defined by your beliefs. You're not defined by your possessions. You are not held prisoner in any of that. You're free. Free to be you. And you're the very best in the world at it. And you haven't got to pretend. You've got an image to maintain. Or perception to project. Just be you. That takes a lot of stress out of life, doesn't it? And that's a very powerful vibration to put out into the world. I don't know how they measured this, but I did some experiments on the energetic frequency that you project at different emotional states. So I found sort of anger and fear were really quite low vibration, and as you move up the body across the love, is a very powerful vibration to express. But there's one far higher than that. Far higher. That's authenticity. Being really you. And that's not about becoming someone or something, that's ego. It's about letting go of everything you think you are. And realising you are already. So we strip away what you think you are. It's painful but so liberating. Who am I? Bring your attention into your body here with me now. So we have no egos in the room. You hear? Wake up, wake up, wake up. We're not falling asleep. We're stepping out of the dream. We're stepping out of the Maya. Waking up to, this is reality, this is the truth. That is a deception, every bloody word of it. And it's keeping you in the shadow, the real you. The authentic you, the you that's already here. The you that's beyond concept and belief and understanding. And labels, and identity, and possession. You hear? Where's your ego now? Doesn't exist now. It can't exist now. Which is why it is so trying so desperately to drag you into its domain.
Actually watching it right now.
Watching it going,
I'm
oh,
watching it, yeah.
what's it saying? Go get out of there quick. It's
No,
unrumbled.
sort of pulling out of here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sneaky little
Yeah.
bugger, isn't it?
Fast.
Mm.
Sneaking fast.
Yeah, the great deceiver, we call it in the A's. The great deceiver. Now don't fight it because it wants to fight. Oh, it loves to fight. because you're giving it attention. And it feeds off your attention. Oh, it loves to war, give me war. Fight me. No, just breathe. And here, now, this is me. And that's the illusion. There's no fight. You're simply reclaiming your energy, reclaiming your authority. Now, because the ego doesn't exist, it clings to existence. It clings to form. So it says, I am this. I am my job. I am my car. I am my new shoes. I am my belief. I am my culture. I am my religion. I am my theories. I am the books I've read. I am my opinions. I am all of these things. And then we suffer. And then we suffer. Because all of these things, and things by their very nature, are impermanent. So if we are these things, then we are in a constant state of collapse, annihilation. I am my car. How you suffer? How you suffer? There was somebody a while back in a brand new car, brand new Aston Martin, and it smelled like shiny, and it sparkled, it made it was just bloody amazing. Not to go over the speed bumps, but it was bloody amazing. Around this car and the roof down, it was just, I had a bloody fabulous time. But the person whose car it was a bit upset with me. Because, well, I knew it was a nice car, right? But I didn't know how nice. I didn't know you had to wait 2 years for these things. And they're all handmade and, all the rest of it, and there's only 1 or 2 of them in Europe, and I didn't know that, I didn't know none of that shit. But because this person was in their car, that was offensive to them. Because I didn't appreciate the car enough, I wasn't appreciating them enough. And I was appreciating them, I really was, honest. But I didn't know quite how appreciative I should be of the car. Do you see how so easily people can be upset through their egos, can't they? Have you tried disagreeing with some people? See what happens? Nazi! Sorry. Because their identity is attached to that opinion. There are people who will cut your head off for having a different opinion. They'll call you a non-believer. I go, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Stay away from people like that. But just to dare to question that opinion is such an attack upon them that you must die. Whew. We're not all cutting people's heads off. But we're doing a bit of that, aren't we? We're doing a bit of that. Because when that opinion's threatened, that's an attack on the ego. That's wonderful to realise you're wrong. But the ego can't be wrong. So it's got to continue to be wrong to to maintain its rightness. And that's really not intelligent. But if evidence contradicts your belief, well, you can get angry with the evidence or you can look at your belief. And each time you let go of a belief that you held dearly to, you are freeing yourself of that egoic entity. What else does the ego get attached to? Money. Money. Cool, look at me, I've got so much money. Do you know how amazing I am? That is water cash, amazing. Oh, now that's going to be really stressful, isn't it? It's what if you lose your money? Ooh, it's coming. If you think you're financially secure, I've got a shot for you. It's all going to blow up quite shortly. And then if you think you're on your money, then what are you going to do? I am my house, I am my big house. And I lose my house. Oh my God, that's the end of me. That's not, just go live somewhere else. I'll go and live with Steve in the woods, be fine.
And me.
Probably be a lot happier.
Yeah.
You'll pay that bloody mortgage. But if you are your house, that's the end of you, isn't it? Did you see the suffering this causes you? Appearance, that's a big one, isn't it? A good looking lad in my day, I'm cracking on a bit now. I'd dress with that down the hair, would you? Botox.
I'd love to see you in a blue rinse. Fun images.
You can't get that out of your mind now, can you? Evil ego, get out.
Or a rainbow.
But well, there was something hanging on, isn't there? Something hanging on. Because that's who I think I am. Share. What else does your ego hang on to?
Relationships.
Yeah. Identifying through other people's relationships, through your relationship. This is me. Have a look. See what's hanging on to. Is it hanging on to things, possessions? So I'm in trouble with the tax man again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, you've got to come and take away all my stuff. I said, help yourself. You won't need a big van. It's mostly shit. And actually, you'll be giving me more space. I quite like space. But if I'm my things, I'll be very, oh my God, please don't take away my things. He doesn't want my things. He just wants me to be scared. And because I don't care about things, I'm really not. Can you see? And these things trap you. Do you own your things or your things own you? I'm not saying you have to renounce all things. It's not useful. What I'm suggesting is if your sense of self is attached to them, you are destined to suffer. Because everything you think you are will be stripped away from you. Until there's nothing there. And then you're free. I saw it with my dad. I got the very great pleasure, privilege to spend the last 3 weeks in my father's life with him, pretty much every day. And just watching that ego letting go. I know I had a great presence, it was a really beautiful experience. But first of all, letting go of the things he thought he was. Powerful, in control of things. No, that's not anymore. Try and feed yourself. Let go of that. And gradually even the bodily functions, to eat, and to swallow, or they were just gradually letting go. Oh, it's all gone. All that's left is love. So as this sense of self, these attachments fall away, well, I'm sure they already are. You're opening yourself up more to the authentic you, the real you. And that's not constrained by these definitions other people have given to you. Now the ego's already dying in you, which is why you're here. You wouldn't be able to sit here if it wasn't in this energy. Your ego would not have anything to do with this, it'd be out there, it'd make some excuse, or I think I left the chip bag on or something, to get you out of here. The fact that you're able to sit here and hold this state of mind means that it is already losing its grip on you. And my guess is, quite often it's hardly believable. Oh, well, you listen to it, what the hell? You expect to believe that anymore? Your behaviour's changing. You know, you're dealing with things differently. You're making decisions. You're acting out of character. Maybe putting yourself first the first time in your life. Shit, that'd be radical, wouldn't it? or at least valuing yourself. And you might find yourself doing that. Breaking all sorts of patterns. Each time we see one of these patterns, we are freeing ourselves more and more and more. Now, my risk in teaching you this is your ego's going to get involved, right? And I'm sure it's already up there scheming. I saw it. Yeah, I'm going to understand this. Yeah, and then when I've got it, then I'll have it, I'll grasp it up here, it says. So there is a risk. There is a risk in teaching you this. That your ego is going to want to grasp. It's going to want to take control of it. You see that so often in these spiritual circles. You met the spiritual egos, have you? Yeah. No, it was this ritual that did it. No, it was these bees that I've got the right clothes on. And it's almost like a kind of superstitious learning, you see.
Little stitches.
And that's how religion is formed, isn't it? Years ago, I mean, what really triggered my second really big awakening, I was doing this crazy meditation practice called Sahaj Yoga. I wouldn't encourage you to get involved in it, it's a bit of a cult. It was quite fun, but it is a cult. And strong in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody, if I fly off, just grab grab hold of my feet. Can't remember I tell you that. Come back. We'll come back to that story. So you get the idea, who am I? Oh, that's the rituals, that was it. Yeah. They were doing this meditation, it's very similar to this kind of stuff that Steve does, this sort of breath kundalini work and stuff. And if you did this exercise enough times, it would trigger awakening, and bugger me it did. But then I noticed people looking outside themselves as why. Well, the last time I had that experience, it's because I was meditating on my feet in salt water. And so I was going, yeah, but when I was doing it, I was looking at a candle. Before you knew where you were, you had the foot soakers arguing with the flame lookers. There's a kind of war going on, right? Because it was that experience that ego has externalised. It's about the ritual. It's It's about what I was doing. That wasn't. It was that state of mind that you were holding. So be very careful. This is how religions fall. And beliefs, don't fucking believe me, please. Don't believe a word I'm telling you. Please do not believe me. Let's get that absolutely straight. Because I don't believe me. I wouldn't believe a word of what I think or what I say. A belief is a prison. It's ego. It may be a spiritual belief, but it's still a prison. It's ego. That's why we use the body. Because we're not going to get involved in any of that nonsense. You just got to breathe in. And breathe out. There we go. You're already masters. It's no ritual. It's no technique. No belief. Just breathing. See, the ego hates that. Because it wants to get involved, doesn't it? You see, and each time the ego judged itself as being this, I am this, I made all of you that. This is what I'm saying, this whole identity stuff, DEI shit, it's demonic, man. I identify as this. Who the fuck cares what you identify as? I remember listening to one of my favourite teachers, Adi Ashanti, and he was talking about racism. He said racism doesn't start with you treating somebody differently because of their race. It starts with you identifying as being different because of your race. The moment I make myself this, I have made all of you that. And that's how we're divided, isn't it? Because the more identities we have, the more separate we become. I'm a pansexual lesbian, by the way. No, please don't get me wrong. I think I might want to be one of them too. But you are just you. You're just you. Perfect as you are, absolutely as creation intended. You don't need to be any bloody thing. And as soon as you become something, you're othering. You're not me because you're different. It's a wonderful thing about these weekends, you know. Because you pull everybody into this state of awareness, and there is nothing to separate anybody in this room. Nothing. Nobody's judging anybody. Even themselves. You see what that does? It unifies that field of human consciousness. It brings out of that state of separation things, or form and things. Falling away, isn't it? So let go of your attachments. Be free. Lose everything that you're not. Lose everything you think you are. and then you realise you're not. That'd be worth it. You see, if we're living on that level of me, we're in big trouble, aren't we? Because all of the things that we think we are crumbling around us. Those beliefs that we're so certain of. And, it's the master.
The silent.
You're the master. So there's no ego there, is there? Ego. What are they thinking of me?
Certainly not.
You get too many neurotic cats.
Which one?
Because not only does this take you away from other people, it takes you away from the full force of nature, from that universal field of consciousness. Whereas the cat inhabits quite happily. It's not too upset by its ego.
I'm getting a cat.
But it'll always be its cat.
They're so cool.
Yeah, it's going to be,
I'm not suggesting that we return to the consciousness of a cat. That's quite tempting.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. We're evolving beyond that mind-based conceptual sense of self. Me. God, how it makes you suffer, doesn't it? Because the trouble with being a me is you've got to keep it up, haven't you? Oh, the world's kind of designed to drag you into the me. I think we are living in an era of peak narcissism, aren't we? When I went to London last year, I was walking on Liverpool Street along to the Charing Cross, along the river, and it was beautiful. It was autumn evening and the sun's just coming across the Thames. It was just stunning. And I'm walking nice and slowly and mindfully on there, taking it all in. And right across, there's loads of tourists there. And they've all got their cameras out, pointing at themselves. They've come halfway around the world to get in the way of the picture.
They queue at telephone boxes. They queue to take a photo at a telephone box.
Because they're not. Because it's the ego. They're not even there. Look at the bloody back to it. But it's not about. It's about the ego saying, "Look at me. I'm here." And then they suffer. No one liked my picture. Maybe they don't love me. They're not impressed with me enough. You see what it's doing? Social media's evil. Traps you in that, doesn't it? Kids, it possesses them, doesn't it? Me. Oh, you see these gorgeous young girls, they all think they're ugly, they all think they're useless. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's as good as it's going to get, girl. Enjoy it. What's going on? The obsession of me. And of course, the more me there is, the more you suffer. Of course, you get inflated me's, don't you? Yeah, look at me. What they call the city pool, big swinging dicks, is that? No way you go there. Truth is, they're all on coke and can't get it up. But,
Way round. Bless it.
but don't think an inflated ego's going to let you off the hook. Because my bonus isn't as big as it was last year. There's that younger person in the office and they're threatening me. No, not just after your job. After your bonus. But now I'm being attacked. And if my bonus isn't as big as it was last year, and I'm less than I was, I'm fucking in a big trouble. People throw themselves off very tall buildings over that kind of shit. Through an inflated sense of self. Look at me. I'm amazing, aren't I? What do you mean you don't know how amazing I am? How dare you not realise how amazing I am? You're threatening me, you're undermining me. Well, many years ago I worked with this guy, I won't tell you his name, I worked with a guy in the music industry. He'd been quite famous. And if you were my age, you would probably remember one or two of his songs. But nobody's heard him since. And every time he went into a restaurant and he didn't get the best table, he'd have a fucking meltdown. How the people giving the table weren't even alive when he had his last hit. But every time he wasn't awarded that inflated sense of self, that was a deep wound to his ego. What a way to live! And that's an inflated ego. There's the other one too, and I'm not good, I'm not worthy, nah, kick me. Treat me like rubbish, because that's what I deserve. Just sleep in the dirt. What does that do? How does that limit you? How does that hold you back? Now most people's egos are a combination of both, aren't they? But both of them will cause you destruction. The more inflated your ego becomes, the more you have to defend and the more you will suffer. Which is the fate of anybody on social media. So we've got the me. It's got to be protected, isn't it? It's got to be defended. And it's got to be added to all the time. It's so bloody expensive having an ego, isn't it? Shit, man. You wouldn't be able to buy me clothes from Sainsbury's anymore. I have to have the latest phone, wouldn't I? Bit on trend. It's got to be maintained, isn't it? Oh shit, I only got last year's iPhone. I need this year's. What will people think of me if I haven't got this year's? Do you know, I don't care what people think of me. Because I don't care what I think of me. That's the big issue, isn't it? You know what they're thinking of you is what you think they're thinking of you, and all that's going on in your head, and that's fucking nuts. Stop it. You here now? Sorry? Is there anything wrong with who you are now?
Oh.
Can you be any more than who you are now?
What's the back?
Can you be any more than who you are? So you're already, aren't you? You don't need to be any more. But the ego does. At the end of me? Yeah, well, bye. And he'll sneak back in disguise, try to befriend you.
That's your tea.
Yeah, I know.
She's got a tea bag on. She's proper. She's got the book like it's best thing since sliced bread. Don't be scrappy.
It's my mug.
Is it? It's in this tea.
Good stuff.
Catnip.
Oh, yes, it's catnip.
Yeah. You might like something like that.
Come back.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right, it happens, isn't it? And it's
Yeah.
part of the process, isn't it? Because the ego gets in there, doesn't it? And it's coming out, I don't talk to egos. Can't be arsed with them. Ah, that's better. Talk to you. There's no separation. No judgment. No perception. You're not seeing the world now through the deception of your perception. You're seeing it as it is. Truly is. Free of deception in your mind. So how do we watch out for this ego? Well, you see that voice in your head? That's your ego. You hear that word I? That's your ego. Me, that's his favourite thing, isn't it? It's all about me. Me. What's quite fun is if you can have a conversation with somebody without using that word I. It's quite tricky. Try it, see what happens. You'll be the most interesting person in the room. Because nobody's really interested in you, they just want to tell you about them. If you're not there, that just gives them more space to do that. Just nod your head, smile. And no, that's not them. You could connect to them beyond that, couldn't you? Yeah, I know you've had a share, but I'm feeling you as a human being beyond that. Beyond your story, beyond your need to be somebody, you need to impress me. Oh, I can see beyond that. Feel you beyond that. And there's no separation now. So watch out for that word I. What else does the ego do? It's always performing. Did your ego perform? Are you different with some people than other people? I used to be so many different people I couldn't remember who I was. Who was I last time I spoke to you? It has to perform. So watch out for performing. Because of course you're already you. You don't need to perform. What else does the ego do? Clinging and aversion. Your ego will cling on to things that confirm the picture, and it will reject anything that threatens the picture. So, I'm unworthy. Well, I'm going to hang around with people that treat me like shit then. And every time they treat me appallingly, it confirms my picture of myself. And people might go to you, why do you let people treat me like that? And you'll find the reason, and you'll hang on to that pattern. What do you hang on to? I brought up the belief that life's supposed to be a struggle, and I don't know if I made it one. It's supposed to be a struggle, isn't it? Hanging on to things to make it a struggle. It's crazy, though, right? What do you push away? Push away love? People do. I have. Push away, oh, you're clinging, you're needy, no, you're just being more alone. There's something in me, come on. I don't like that. It's threatening the knee in the head. Because if this is real, then that's got to be false. What does yours do? What does it cling on to? What does it push away? Now, just because you're pushing something away or clinging on to it doesn't mean so that you should automatically do the opposite. I was just ready to watch. And nothing's a big thing for me even now. You know, when the kids were jumping in there and going to give me a hug, there's a moment I go, oh, nothing I want more than a cuddle from my daughter. What? What's that all about? Some deeply embedded conditioning, some old learning there, isn't there? And it could go back generations, you know. It's probably not even yours. Pick this shit up on the way, aren't it? Goes back generations. So not what you push away, not what you cling on to. Role play. Judging. He was always judging. Judging and labelling and conceptualising. We're going to exercise later, we're going to try not to do that. But the ego wants to turn everything into words. It wants to turn the miracle of existence. The miracle of you here now, experiencing all of this. Someone at my door. I'm giving a mindfulness lecture. Can you leave it behind the bin? They're great, those camps, aren't they? They just, go away, I'm a hermit. Don't come in. Where was I? Judging. Ego's always judging. And he wants to conceptualise, turn the miracle of life into concept. A word. Belief. I worked with a musician many years ago. It wasn't the one at prominent restaurants, it was someone else. But a very successful music career. When they didn't know how to play music. When they were just him and some mates pissing around with a guitar and a microphone. They had this incredibly successful music career. Still living off his pensions were. They had royalties from some of those songs from back then. Very successful. Yeah, later on, as he got a bit older, he decided he was going to study music. His ego got involved. And he studied music and he learned all about it. And after doing this for 10 years, he couldn't even hear it anymore. He couldn't hear music. All he could hear was his critique. Was his ego analysing it, understanding it, and judging it. He couldn't even hear music. So that's what the ego does. It will take that beautiful bird song and it will say, what kind of bird is that?
There's that quote from Lao Tzu, 5 tones make a person deaf, and 5 colors make a person blind.
It takes the magic of life, turns it into a concept, word, belief, and that goes to form our reality. So we've been living in a false consciousness. We've been living through ego, through the false self. And most people have no idea that they are infinitely more than that. You're having that realisation. And the ego is dying. And as it dies in you, it is dying in the world around you. And this shift that is happening to you, you're just the first of many. Because there is a rather pressing need for humanity now to raise our intelligence beyond our own stupidity. To step out of that narcissistic, self-centered, satanic mindset. Find our true selves and our true power. And create a world around us which is an expression of that higher mind, rather than being converted through that false, limited, physical sense of me. I've got properly carried away, haven't I? So we're okay? Don't try and understand what we're teaching this weekend, because it's not. That's ego. Just breathe. That's all you got to do.